Hello there guys, today we're going to be taking a look at Arma 3 and creating a little mission that you can play online with your friends via the in-game editor, which is one of the best things about this game, I think. I mean, there are loads of different mods and game modes that you can play on Arma 3, but if you want to create something just for you and your pals, or indeed just for yourself, you can just pop in the editor, get creating, and, well, the world's your oyster basically. We're gonna go on Stratis. It's one of the vanilla maps, as you're probably aware. And before I get started, it's probably important to note that what I'm going to show you, there's probably a lot of different ways of doing it. Some of it's probably a lot easier, and some of it is a lot harder. And if you've got any comments or improvements, you can sure let me know in the comments below. Now, the first thing that we need to do is we need to put down a playable character. Okay, so we're just going to pick any old guy, squad leader. I'm going to put him on the map down there. It'll take a few times, the very first character you put down. And there you go. And as you can see, we've got a squad leader down, and this little red circle that's around the guy, that's going 2D, that shows you that he is actually a playable character. It should be, yep, he's a player and he's a playable. Before you can do anything, it's always important to put down a player character. Okay, like I said, a lot of people do things a lot of different ways, but this mission I'm going to create today, it's going to be a simple destroy a terror mission. We're going to have a small squad of friendlies and put some enemies down. And our task, our mission is going to be go and destroy that tower. So I think the first thing we should do is probably build a little base. Somewhere we got some vehicles, we got an arsenal, etc, etc. So, now for this game mode, you can, like I said, there's a million different ways. You can put down ammo boxes individually, make everybody pick, things out from crates. But for me, I like to use the virtual arsenal. It's widely used in Arma. It's really easy to use, and it's savable. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go into supplies. Well, quick way is just to search for it. Ammo. I like the big looking ammo box. Oh, what should we pick out? We'll pick one of these out. That's CSAT. We can't really do that, can we? Oh, equipment box. Let's put that down there. Look. So you've got an equipment box there. That is going to be where everybody gets their weapons. It says equipment on it. You can make this as fancy or as simplistic as you like. I mean, there's loads of weapons. You can build it up. There's lots of props that you can use. But I don't want to be here forever building it up. I'm just going to give you the basics, and obviously you lot can build it up from there. So we've got an ammo box. Okay. Now, I think we should probably put down the squad. So you're going to click blue, which is all your friendlies. Okay, we're going to go into group mode. Now, what kind of friendlies do we want? Oh, we'll have these. Infantry. Let's fire team. Let's have a rifle squad. So there you go. That's going to be our squad. Now we're going to click, and we're going to click player and playable. So that means when you go into the multiplayer screen and you go into the lobby, you're going to be able to select these guys and use them. So you've got a team leader, you've got a marksman, you've got a scout, you've got a JTAC, auto rifleman, paramedic, whatever that dude is, a scout, and a demo specialist. Now you can, if you wanted to, change them for individual types. So like you wanted another paramedic, you can just click on there. The guy's a paramedic. Okay, so you've got your squad. Now you're going to want somebody or somewhere for them to respawn when you die. So you click on your markers, and you're going to want to put empty. System empty. Now you're going to put that down on the map where you want your guys to respawn. So for example there, if I click that on the map, that's where they're going to respawn, and we're going to call that respawn west. If you type in respawn west under there, I'll do it on the top as well just to make sure, respawn west, that denotes that that's where the blue side, the friendlies, are going to respawn where they're dying, that spot there. Okay, do we want some vehicles? Well, we probably should. So we're going to click back on the blue. What do we want? Let's have a look at cars. We'll have 100 GMG. Now when you first click on the cars, you'll see that it's lit up in blue. If I put it down, it's full of AI players, and you don't want AI players. So what you have to do is you click on the car, and then you press and hold Alt, left Alt on the keyboard, and that brings you an empty and usable vehicle. And you can swing it around, place it any direction you want by holding the Shift key. Okay, so we've got a GMG. Should we have a HMG as well? I'm pressing Alt again, left Shift to put it in position. So we've got two hunters there. We should probably put down a quad bike because they're quite handy. So we'll put down a couple of quad bikes. Okay, and we can even put down a helicopter. So what helicopter shall we use? I like the Hummingbird. Again, you press left Alt and it brings you up. Now if you want your vehicles to respawn, which I'm sure you do, should they get taken out, destroyed, damaged, whatever, you're going to need to go to the F5 module under Systems. You click it, and I believe it's under Multiplayer, Vehicle Respawn. Now you click that on the map, and you have to right click, connect and sync to, which gives you a line, and you sync it to the module, each and every vehicle. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. We're going to sync it up. Okay, and if you go into the module itself, you've got a lot of options. You can have a delay in seconds before the vehicle is respawned. So let's put, I don't know, 160 seconds. Starting position, yeah, which should spawn back where it was originally placed. That wreck, when the vehicle is destroyed or something, it gives you options. You can either preserve it as it is, just delete it, or delete it with an explosion effect. I'm just going to click delete with explosion effect. Notification, I'm going to disable that because that basically it brings you a pop-up. Brings you a pop-up basically of whenever a vehicle is destroyed and it comes back, you get a pop-up saying such and such a vehicle has respawned, and you don't want that every 5 minutes. And that last ticket there is respawn when disabled, so that's pretty obvious. If your vehicle's damaged, it'll automatically respawn. So I'm going to enable that. So there you go, you've got your vehicles. Now obviously you can set it as many vehicles as you want, put them in fancy positions, but I'm just doing it there just as a quick example. So now we've got a friendly squad, we've got a couple of vehicles, we've got an ammo box, which we will come back to a bit later because we've got to put the virtual ammo box in. Okay, so now I think, simplistic as it is, we're going to have a look at the enemy side. So we're going to have a look at a good place. We're going to take down a terror, I think. So let's have a look at it. We can do this one. This is quite a fortified position, which we can stick the enemy in. So we're going to click here, terror. It's under empty markers, and you've got lots of different terrors that come up on your right hand side. Obviously we don't want to ruin, so we just, what do we want? This tower's a pretty good one. Okay, now the next step is probably important. You should name the tower. You can name it whatever you like, but you must name it. I'm just going to put tower 1. And double check, by default it always is, but you need to make sure that it's got enabled damaged on it. Because obviously we want to destroy it, and if you don't click enable damage, that's not going to happen. And another quick thing I should point out, so you don't make the same mistake as I did when I first started creating missions, do not put any enemy units down until all your objectives are set and you know that you're working, because when it comes to testing it out, you're going to have to go through all the enemy in order to make the objective work. So do all your objectives, make sure they're all running correctly, then set down your enemy units where you want it. Okay, so that's the tower. That's going to be our objective. Our objective is to destroy the tower. So I'm just going to go into the map mode. Okay guys, you've created your base, you've got your tower that you need to blow up. So the next thing we actually need to do is to create the mission itself, to let everybody know what you have to do and how you complete it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the systems module under Intel, and you're going to click the create task, and you're going to click it. You can click it where the actual objective is on the map. So we're going to double click on it. The owner is going to be Blue4. Okay. The task ID is just an abbreviation. It's not shown up, so destroy tower. Now the title, that's what pops up. So we're going to put destroy the comms tower, and the description is what everybody reads on the in the map bit. Destroy the communication tower and disrupt enemy communication. The module position, destination, that's basically wherever you put this module is where the marker will be on the map. So if you want them to know where the objective is, leave that as module position. The state we're going to want as assigned. Okay, and a little bit down here we're going to put task type. If it's a destroyed task type, we're going to put destroy, and that just gives us a little symbol. Okay, and next what you want to do is you want to select it with your left click of your mouse, press Ctrl and C, and then just next to it press Ctrl and V again, so you've copied and pasted that. But this time we're going to double click it, and we're going to click from state to succeeded. Okay, and you're going to link them both together by sync to the original task. Okay, next we're going to need a trigger. This trigger is going to tell us when the mission has passed. So we're going to do a single flag on the trigger. You're going to want to type in the condition exclamation mark alive, and whatever you named the object that you want destroyed, in this case it's going to be alive tower 1. I will put all this in the description just so you know. Okay, so next you're going to sync the trigger to the succeed create task module, so that trigger knows that it can only succeed the mission when the tower is destroyed. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create a little trigger. This time we're going to have a circle. We're going to shorten the circle a bit. You can do this by altering the size here. You can have a circle or a square. Activation, we're going to put blue 4. Okay, and we're going to put it by the ammo box because everybody visits the ammo box. We'll sync the trigger to the group leader. If you sync it to the group leader, that means everybody gets it. And you'll also, the original create task module, you're going to sync to the group leader, and also you're going to want to sync it to the trigger. Okay, so let's just test that out. That should, in theory, if we've done it right, you see it's come up as destroy communication tower. You press M, you go into tasks, and it tells you exactly what you put in the description. Okay guys, so we now know that the trigger works. We know that once we get inside that trigger, the mission's going to pop up, and we know exactly what we have to do. Now, just for quickness, before we put the virtual arsenal in, we're going to put some explosives. Make sure we got some explosives. I don't think it matters which. Just a quick crate next door to that. And we'll just make sure that the trigger and everything else is working. So we're going to have a quick look. We'll go as demo. As you can see, it's exactly where we put it. We're going to enter the trigger very shortly. It'll pop up a message. We know we've got to destroy the tower. I'm just going to pick up a explosive charge. Oh, we're a bit full here, aren't we? What should we drop? We don't need all that just for this deal. We're going to pick up an explosive charge. I think normally 2 does it, but we'll stock up just in case. So for speed and quickness, we're going to click on the map icon. We're going to left click Alt and then left click on the mouse, which will take us straight there in the editor. Okay, that's the tower, and we're going to plant a charge. And we're going to get a fair distance because it does some damage. Okay, here we go. And as you can see, the task has come up. Destroy the comms tower. It's done. Fantastic. Okay, so we now know that the mission works. It creates as it should. All the triggers are working. Let's put in the virtual arsenal. Now, obviously, it's a line of code. You can absolutely put this in anything you like. Trucks, any of the ammo boxes, anything. So we're going to put it in the equipment box. You left click on it, double click, and in the init line you're going to want to put the following code. I will put this in the description box so you can see it. Ammo box init. Okay, and all that means now, we'll test it out just to show you that it works. And you can see on your scroll wheel when I come up to it, you've got the arsenal sign. You click it, and you've got the virtual arsenal where you can select your weapons. If you've got mods added, they'll also be in there. Your backpacks, etc. And you can save and load whichever you like. It's as easy as that. I will put the code, as I say, in the description box. You can stick it in anything you like, and from there you can select anything that's in the arsenal. Okay, so the next thing that we really need to worry about is reviving, etc. Now, Arma 3 have recently brought in their own revive system. I'm not going to use that. I actually like, and I will show you it here, it's the BTC Revive script. I always use it on my missions. If you just type in BTC Revive Arma 3, it takes you to a number of pages on Armaholic. the Arma 3 forums themselves, so you can download it. I've already copied it, downloaded it, so I'm not going to download it again. But this is where it gets a little bit tricky. At this point, you're going to want to save your mission. Save as. Now you're going to want to save it under multiplayer missions. Okay? And you're going to put, let's put for, bloody Steam. You're going to want to put destroy tower. Okay? By saving that, it will provide a copy of the file in your documents. So if we just click on File, Documents, it'll be under your multiplayer missions. And if you look, if we scan these, all of these are files that I've used before. Where is it? Destroy Terror Stratus. See, that's the exact same. You're going to want to open that one. Now you're going to need to create a file now called Description.ext. Okay? Now for this file you're going to want to use Notepad++. Don't use the ordinary Notepad, otherwise you're going to run into a million mistakes, as I did. Okay guys, so you've downloaded the BTC Revive mod, you've extracted it. You're going to want to put a copy of it in the root folder of your mission, which will be here. I suggest making a folder, and this is how I'm going to show you, is making a folder, call it scripts, okay, open it up. Now as mentioned, because I've already got this mission, I'm simply going to copy it and bring it over. Okay, so we're going to copy this, I'm going to paste that in there. So when you come to your mission, open it up, it's going to be scripts, BTC Revives. Now there's a whole video and another tutorial on this revive function itself. You can edit it whichever way you want. On this particular one, I've edited it so that anybody can revive with a med kit. As long as they've got a med kit, they can revive anybody. You don't have to be a medic, you don't need a med kit. You can change all those for medic only, you need a med kit. That'll all be under the revive init, which you can have a look and change yourself, but I'm not going to go into that today. So we've got the BTC Revive function in the scripts on your root folder. Next we're going to have to create a Description.ext file. Now as mentioned before, I really do advise using the Notepad++. Don't use the regular Notepad because you'll run into problems when it comes to formatting issues. Okay, this is one that I've created here, but we're going to edit it to suit our purposes. Okay, author, normal norm, you're going to put your name on there, visible when loading. The on-load name, which is going to be the mission name. So we're going to change that. Okay, to destroy the tower. Now make sure you've got quotation marks around each of your sentences that you want to put, followed by a semicolon. On-load mission. This is something that's displayed below the picture. Okay, I usually put my server and our TeamSpeak name. The overview picture is if you want the picture as the game loads. We can do that now. So we're going to go back into our destroy folder. You're going to create another folder. We're going to call it media. Okay, because as you can see, the loading path is media, so that's your media. We're going to go and create another folder called images. Okay, now whatever picture you want displayed, then you're going to put in that image folder. Okay, I've done exactly the same here. I'm just going to copy this one because it's one I've done before. I'll use a JPG. Okay, and I'm going to paste that in there. Make sure that whatever picture is in this images folder, you name it and you put it there. For mine says loading and it's a JPG, you put loading JPG. If you want another name, obviously it's whatever that name is. That you don't need to mess about too much. This denotes, it tells the server what type of game mode it is. It's a co-op game. Obviously you've got lots to differentiate. Minimum players 1, maximum players 55. And these are going to be your respawn options. 3 base or respawn west marker. Okay. So in order to get this BTC Revive thing to work, you're going to have to add a little bit of code to your Description.ext, and we're also going to have to create a folder called an init file. But we're going to show you how to do that now. Again, I will put it in the description box below the video. Okay, include scripts. So make sure that's the path. It lets the game know where to find the script, the revive script. Okay, so we've done that. Okay guys, you've downloaded your BTC Revive mod, you've put it in the necessary scripts folder, you've done your Description.ext bit with that added code there. You're going to want to next create another file. We're going to call it init, and it's init, and it's a SQF file, so it's going to be init.sqf, and you're going to want to paste the following code. As you can see, and you're going to want to save it. Okay, when you save it, make sure you save it in your root folder of your mission, and you save it init.sqf, so the game knows that it's an SQF file. Okay, so let's have a look and see what happens to this in game. Okay, so what should happen is I'm going to kill myself. Choose a random guy. I'm going to kill myself. It should leave me incapacitated, waiting for somebody to revive me. Now just to prove that the marker we put down, the respawn marker, I'm just going to take myself to some random part of the map by pressing left alt and left click. And I'm going to lob a grenade at myself. Okay, it's killed me. And as you can see, it's left me waiting for a medic. As there's no medics that can come and heal me, I'm going to have to respawn back at base, and it should respawn me where we put that marker down. As I mentioned earlier, in the BTC Revive files, you can edit it. You can have it just behind the back, so the players can only see that view. You can have it high, they can see that view. Well, there is another option which I disabled myself, and that's the free view, where they can look around as they please. So let's click respawn. 3, 2, 1. We are now back at base. Don't worry about the code that you're seeing at the top. That's because we're not running it on a proper server. But as you know, it works. Okay, so now we're going to have to put some enemy down. So we're going to click out of that. And we're going to go back into 3D mode. Okay, because we're going to want to fill this with enemy. So we're going to click red. We're going to go up full. Now we're going to fill. First of all, we're going to fill these towers. I'll do this with individual men, I think. So we're going to have a sniper in there, or sharpshooter. Should we have a? We'll have a sharpshooter. Okay. Click him down. he's not playable because we're fighting against AI. If you wanted to play against real players AI, you would obviously do the same. You double click on him and you click playable, and he could be selected on the in the opening lobby, but we don't want him as playable, not on this one. Okay, so we want him in this tower, looking out, keeping a bit of overwatch. So you're going to select him, and you can move him about by holding in the left mouse button. You can move him. If you want to lift him up, then you have to press left Alt while left clicking, and that lifts him up in the air. So if you lift him in the air, and you're going to want to move him, that's it, just there, and he will be looking out. Okay, now be careful when you're putting him people up in towers or anywhere up high. Make sure their feet are actually on the ground as close as possible, because sometimes if he's not and they're like that, they're just going to fall to the ground and either be severely injured or even die. Okay, so we got a sniper there. Okay, so I'm going to put, imagine, I mean it's the same deal for, I'll do another quick one just to show you. We'll do a another sharpshooter. Click on him. Remember, left click to move him about. If you want to lift him up, it's Alt, lift him up. Okay. It's also Alt to move him down. Okay, so we're going to stick him in there. I'm just going to get myself a better view. There you go, look. So he's in there, he'll be looking out. Okay, so now we're going to put a little squad down. It's going to be a little squad. Let's put a recon squad down, okay? I want this guy. I want this squad to I want them to patrol around the base. So we're going to go into 2. You can do it that way, but I like to do it because it's a bit more clearer. Okay, we'll start them off there. You're going to want this little waypoint. Click on the little foot. We want them to walk around, so we need to give them a waypoint to let them know which way to go round. So we're going to select the move. Okay, and on the first one we're going to give them combat mode. Open fire but keep formation, I think. Oh, okay, we're going to give them, this is the formation you obviously want them to walk in: a wedge, a V, a line, column, file, stack column, echelon and diamond. We'll just get them to form a column, I think. That's the speed mode, which so obviously it's unchanged. Limited, normal, full. I'm going to want them to go limited, okay, because they are just patrolling. Okay, and we're going to give them another waypoint. You don't need to do it individually. The next one will be exactly, it should be unchanged from your last one. Okay, so we're going to have them walk around here, around there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and then in order to make them repeat the process, so you want them constantly patrolling around the base, the last one you're going to click is cycle, and you're going to put that about there, so it knows it's going to repeat the process. And just to show you how that works, I will put myself down a guy. We'll be a paratrooper just because we can. We'll put him there. We'll click him as a player just so I can watch him. and we'll have a quick look and see what they do. Oh no, we want to enable AI, don't we, really? Okay. There's the guys that we put down. And off they go. They're patrolling exactly how I told them to. Okay. They should. I mean, anybody that's played Arma 3 knows that the AI can be dumb sometimes, but they generally get things done and they go where you need them to go, and they're doing exactly that. Okay, we know that works. So we're going to go back into the editor. And you can make as much enemy as you like. Create as many waypoints as you like. And we'll put another, I don't know, a sentry. Let's go into 3D mode. Got a sentry there, look. And I'm going to give these the guys to move there. So when the game starts, they'll automatically move into that position. I'm just doing this really quick. I mean, you can go as much detail as you like. I'm just doing it quickly, just so you know. Okay, I'm going to have him up on this tower. Remember, hold Alt, lift him up, drag him over. And remember, this is exactly, you can use the keys exactly as you would in the game. Up, down. Up you go. Oh, what's he doing? There you go. Look, there he is. Down just a little bit more. There you go. I'm going to turn him round. Now sometimes the AI being the AI, they don't always do what you tell them to do. That's why I always, if I want this geezer here to stay on this tower, I'm going to give him a little move point. Only the one. Just to tell him just to move there. And he won't move off that tower then. And it's the same applies to vehicles. We're going to put what do we want? We'll put a tank. Varsuk. Okay. And we're going to give this dude waypoints just like we did the other guys. We'll go into the 2D mode because it's a bit easier. So you're going to go to waypoints, F4. You're going to go to the move. Okay. So the tank knows he's got to move there. We're going to do it again. There. There. He's going to come back down here. Obviously I'm doing this quite rushed. There. Move. There. And obviously don't forget the last one is cycle. Okay. So, where's our man that we had looking at? This man here, he's just beyond. So we're going to have a look. We're going to see what the tank does. There he goes, look. On his little waypoint. Can't drive for shit. You have got to be careful where you place the waypoint sometimes. Try and keep it exactly to the road as you can. And there you have it. So there you go, folks. That's basically the basics of a mission. I know that I've probably shown you not the easiest method. There's probably easier ways of doing it. There's probably easier ways of explaining it as well. But at least you know the basics of creating a small destroy mission. And obviously you can use any object you like. Destroy a chopper, destroy a building. As long as you've named it and you've got your trigger set up, that's all that matters. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you've got any comments, queries, please feel free to ask me. and I will do my very best to answer you. Thanks very much.